Big tech is spending more money building power plants than the entire GDP of Germany, and almost nobody is watching the 3 layers of companies that will quietly profit most from it. Today, we are breaking down the real bottleneck behind the AI boom: reliable, always-on power, and a clear 4-tier framework you can actually use. Stay until the end. I have a simple $100 allocation breakdown that puts this all into perspective. Welcome to Alpha Signal. Let us dive in. Here is the number that should make you stop scrolling: $7 trillion. That is McKinsey's latest projection for global data center capital spending by 2030. And of that, roughly $5.2 trillion is earmarked specifically for AI-ready facilities. Goldman Sachs research says data center power demand will surge between 165 and 220% by 2030 compared to 2023 levels. In the US alone, data centers could consume anywhere from 8 to 12% of total electricity generation by the end of this decade. Now think about what that actually means physically. These are not server rooms in the back of an office building. Modern AI data centers span the size of multiple football fields. Take xAI's Colossus cluster in Memphis. It is scaling rapidly, with plans that could eventually require hundreds of megawatts of power from a single facility. Meta, Google, Microsoft, they are all building similar clusters right now. And here's the kicker: NVIDIA's latest chips consume dramatically more power than the generation before them. They turn electricity into intense heat almost instantly. That means advanced liquid cooling, dedicated substations, backup generators, all of it at historic scale. The numbers are staggering. But the real story is the bottleneck nobody is talking about. Here is the thing most investors are still underestimating. AI does not just need a lot of power. It needs reliable, always-on power. Training and running large AI models requires electricity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Intermittent sources like solar and wind simply cannot deliver the consistent baseload power that hyperscalers need. That reliability gap is already causing real project delays right now. So, what is big tech doing about it? They are not waiting. Microsoft struck a major agreement to restart the 3 Mile Island nuclear plant through its deal with Constellation Energy. Amazon, Google, Meta, all of them have signed multi-gigawatt nuclear power deals. Why nuclear? Because nuclear offers exactly what AI infrastructure demands. It is clean, it is high capacity, and it runs continuously regardless of weather. Capacity factors above 90%, year-round, no excuses. This is why nuclear is quietly becoming one of the most strategic parts of the entire $7 trillion AI build-out, spanning uranium mining, fuel enrichment, reactor technology, and operating utilities. Now let us get into where the money is actually flowing. McKinsey breaks the projected $7 trillion into 2 major layers. Roughly 60% goes into compute, chips, servers, and networking. This is where the fastest growth potential lives, but also the highest volatility. The other 40% goes into facilities and supporting infrastructure. More stable, less exciting, but absolutely essential. And sitting right at the center of all of it, the hyperscalers: Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. These companies are not just buying power and chips. They are vertically integrating, negotiating direct multi-gigawatt power purchase agreements, designing their own custom chips, building proprietary cooling systems. Their scale gives them a structural advantage that smaller players simply cannot match. So how do you think about positioning around all of this as an individual investor? Here's the framework. I want to break this into 4 clear tiers, from higher growth and higher risk at the top to more defensive and stable at the bottom. Tier 1, uranium miners. Demand for uranium is growing faster than new supply can come online. The standout established name here is Cameco, ticker CCJ. This is the foundation of the nuclear fuel supply chain. Tier 2, fuel and enrichment. This remains one of the tightest bottlenecks in the entire nuclear supply chain. Limited enrichment capacity means strong potential pricing power for whoever controls it. Tier 3, reactor builders and SMR innovators. Higher risk, higher potential reward. This includes companies developing small modular reactors, OKLO, NuScale Power, and others. These are early-stage bets on the next generation of nuclear technology. Tier 4. Nuclear utilities and operators. This is the most defensive layer. Constellation Energy, ticker CEG, and Vistra, ticker VST. These companies own large operating fleets right now. They generate steady cash flow, pay dividends, and are already signing direct deals with big tech. This is where stability lives. Each tier plays a different role in the energy story behind AI. And here is how you might combine them. Alright, here is the part I promised you at the start. A simple framework for thinking about positioning across this entire shift. If you had a hypothetical $100 to allocate, $40 to $45 into compute and chip-related companies. This is where the fastest growth is happening right now. $25 to $30 into the hyperscalers, Amazon, Microsoft, Google. The companies actually deploying AI at massive scale and writing the power purchase checks. And $25 to $30 into nuclear and power infrastructure, the critical backbone, the part most people are still underestimating. Now, before I give you the watch list, the risks, because I want you to go in with eyes open. Regulatory and permitting delays can push nuclear projects back by years. Construction timelines frequently slip. Uranium prices are volatile. And new reactor designs like small modular reactors carry real technology and execution risk. Diversification across these tiers is not optional. It is how you manage the downside. Okay, screenshot this watch list. Cameco, ticker CCJ, major uranium supplier, backbone of the fuel chain. Constellation Energy, ticker CEG, largest nuclear fleet in the United States. Vistra Corp, ticker VST, strong power and nuclear exposure, already in big tech deals. OKLO, next generation reactor technology, higher risk, higher ceiling. NuScale Power, small modular reactor pioneer, same story. These 5 names sit at key pressure points in the energy infrastructure behind the AI build-out. Now here's my question for you in the comments. Which tier do you think delivers the biggest returns first? The chips, the hyperscalers, or the power infrastructure? Drop it below. I read every single comment. If you found this breakdown useful, the like button is the fastest way to tell me to keep making these. And subscribe to Alpha Signal, because next week, I'm going deep on the chip supply chain. Who actually wins when NVIDIA has real competition? The answer might surprise you. I do not want you to miss it. The next phase of AI will not be decided by software alone. The companies that solve the energy challenge will matter just as much as the ones building the models. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.